Today I will cover a game between Vasily Ivanchuk and Anatoly Karpov. This is the game from round 5 of Lineage Chess Tournament 1991. After this game I will show you the standings of this tournament. Now let's see the performance of these players in this game. In this game, at the time this game was played, Ivanchuk was rated 2695 and Anatoly Karpov 2725. In this game, Ivanchuk made 2 inaccuracy, 0 mistake and 1 blunder, and we have 3 inaccuracy, 0 mistake and 1 blunder by Karpov. Now let's check out this game. So Vasily Ivanchuk with the white pieces opened with d4. Now we have knight to f6, c4 now and e6 by Karpov, knight to c3 and now b4. We have e3 now and now castles by black. So this is Nimzo Indian defense. Bishop to d3 by Vasily and now d5, striking in the center. We have knight to f3, just developing the minor pieces. Now we have c5 now. We have castles by white. Now we have c captures on d4. E captures on d4 by Vasily and now d captures on c4. We have bishop captures on c4 and now b6. So Karpov is preparing bishop to b7. Then this bishop will be a very strong piece. Now we have bishop to g5. For the moment just pinning this knight. But this bishop to g5 is an inaccuracy by Vasily. We have bishop to b7 and now rook to c1. We have knight to c6. In this position actually, Vasily played a3. a3 is a very interesting move, but the more interesting is d5. In this position, can white play d5? So in the game, we have a3. a3 played by Vasily, but let's see what if white played d5. Because after d5, we have knight to a5. Now bishop to d3 because this bishop was under attack. Now we have h6 now, just attacking this bishop. Bishop captures on f6, queen captures on f6. Now knight to e4, just attacking the queen. Queen to f4 and now g3, again attacking the queen. After the queen moves, now you can play a3. But black can capture this pawn. We have e captures on d5, knight to f6 with check. Because you will lose this knight, so you need to play knight to f6 with check to mesh up black's pawn structure. After you play knight to f6 with check, g captures on f6. Now you can capture the bishop, and after the knight moves, you can see the material is equal on the board. Now we have bishop to e2 and now rook f to e8. Now white can play bishop to d4, knight to d4, rook captures on e2, knight captures on e2 and now knight to e5. After rook to c1, just attacking the bishop, you can play knight to f3 with check. After king to g2, you can play queen to e4, and you can't capture this bishop because knight to d4 with the discover check from the queen is very strong, because this will win this knight. So you can really capture this. You can really capture this bishop. Now if you play knight to f4, this is the best move. Now you can play bishop to a6 to just attack this rook, and this position is actually quite a draw position. This position is fine for both. So this is a line after knight to c6 if you play d5, but d5 was not played in the game. In the game, Vasily played a3. After a3, your bishop is under attack, so to move it, bishop to e7 and now queen to d3, just developing the queen, also connecting rooks. I have knight to d5 now, but knight to d5 is a inaccuracy by Karpov. Now we have bishop captures on d5. You might consider of capturing this knight by this knight, but bishop captures on d5 is better because for the moment this bishop is not doing that much. So we have bishop captures on d5 and now e captures on d5. Now bishop captures on e7 by Vasily, and now knight captures on e7 by Karpov. If you capture with the queen, then white can develop his rook with tempo. So knight captures on e7 is better. Now we have rook f to e1 by Vasily and now rook to c8. Now we have h4 and now h6. And in this position, the strongest move is h5 and Vasily played h5. We have rook to h7, rook to c7 now, and now knight to b5. For the moment, attacking this pawn, also attacking the rook. So actually the best move is rook captures on c1. So Karpov played rook captures on c1. Now we have rook captures on c1 by white. And now bishop to a6. For the moment, pinning this knight. Now a4, and now bishop captures on b5. The queen captures on b5, and now knight to f5. Just putting pressure on this pawn, because this knight for the moment can move. Now we have g3 now, and now bishop to e7. Sorry, knight to e7, knight to e5, and now queen to d6. We have queen to a6 now, and now again knight to f5. Just attacking this pawn. The queen to d3 now, just protecting. Now we have knight to e7 by Karpov. Now we have queen to f3 and now a5. Now king to g2, just improving the position of the king. Now we have f6, just attacking the knight. We have knight to d3 and now rook to c8. If you capture the rook, then this position is quite equal. So Vasily avoid any rook trade. We have rook to e1 by Vasily and now rook to c4, just attacking the pawn. And in this position, Vasily played knight to f4, but knight to f4 is an inaccuracy because you should play king to e3 to just protect this pawn. But Vasily immediately want to play knight to f4 and then to g6. This is the idea. So immediately play knight to f4. Now rook captures and now knight to g6. Knight captures on g6 and now h captures on g6. And you can see this pawn is controlling these two important these two squares. Now we have king to f8, but in this position actually white is threatening checkmate here because these two squares are covered by this pawn. So rook to e8 will be checkmate, and we have king to f8 by Karpov. But instead of king to f8, actually the best move in this position is queen to c6 because you are covering this square. So rook to e8 is not possible. But in the game, for this capture we have king to f8 by Karpov, but this is actually inaccuracy. We have queen to f5 by Vasily. Now rook to c4. g4 now. This is the critical moment of the game. In this position you should play rook to e6. Rook to e6 is the strongest move, but Vasily played g4. But g4 is actually a blunder in this position. This is a blunder. This is the only one blunder by Ivanchuk in this game. I will show you why this is a blunder. Let's first see what if white played e6. So after this rook to c4 move, if white plays rook to e6, then we have queen to d8, black can play. After queen to d3, now we have rook to c8, and after queen to b5, black can push this pawn to d4. Now queen to b3 now, queen to c7, and now rook to d6, and you can capture this rook because queen to f7 will be checkmate. And if you, for the moment there was a double attack on this pawn, so if you play rook to b8 to defend this pawn, black is losing here, because king to h2. Now black can play queen to e7, queen to d5, d3. Now you can play this crossing move rook to d7, and after the queen moves, you can play rook to f7 with check, and after the king moves, you can play rook to e7 with a discovered check from the queen, and you are losing your queen. And after the king moves, you can capture this queen, rook captures and queen captures on d3, and white is winning here. So after this move, after this rook to c4 move, e6 is a must played move, and this is the strongest move recommended by the engine. But in the game, Ivanchuk played g4. g4 is not the correct move here, because this is a blunder. And in this position actually, Karpov played queen to f4, and queen to f4 is also a blunder by Karpov. And you can see these two blunders happened one by one, because after a queen to f4, Karpov realizes that this is a blunder, so he resigned the game. After this move, after this move, queen to f4, this is actually a blunder by Karpov. Karpov realizes and he resigned the game. Because after this blunder, you can pause the video and find the best move for black. And if you found queen to c6, this is the move. After queen to c6, white has to play king to g3, because d4 is an option with a discovered check from the queen. And after you play king to g3, now queen to d6 with check, and after you block with f4, now black can play rook to c7, and if you create queens here, now rook to d7 is possible, and after you capture the pawn, you can play d5, king to f2, d3, king to e1, d4, f5, now rook captures on f4, rook to b7, rook captures on g4 now, rook to f7 with check, king to g8, now king to d2, a4 now, and this position is a draw position. So after this move, Ivanchuk played g4, which is a blunder, and after this move, Karpov played f4, this is also a blunder. And in this position actually, Karpov resigned the game. He resigned because white will simply capture this pawn, and after you capture this pawn with check, white can play king to f1. Now after queen to h3 with check, white can play king to e2 and queen to g4 with check, king to d3, rook to d4 with check, because white is threatening checkmate here. So if you play rook to d4 with check, queen captures, and after queen captures on g6 with check, white can play king to c3, and after king to g8, queen captures on b6, queen to h5, queen to d8 with check, king to h7, queen to d3 with check, king to h8, rook to e4. Now this game will end soon. After queen to g4, rook to b5 is possible, queen to e6 with check, queen to d5, and after you trade queen, this is over for black. and this is just game over. So after this move, queen to f4, Anatoly Karpov actually resigned in this position. So that was the game. Now I will show you the standings of this tournament. So Vasily Ivanchuk, the great Vasily Ivanchuk, actually won this tournament with 9.5 points out of 13. So that was the game. I hope you enjoyed that one. I will also cover more games from this tournament. So stay tuned for more updates and thank you for watching.